welcome to another episode of The Question. It is Thursday. Thankful Thursday, you might say. Yes, because we should be thankful every day. But on Thursday, I am more thankful. I am so grateful to come to you another time just to show up and just to ask the question because that is the name of the show. The Question. And I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown. Yes. This is a show where you bring your story, your book, your work in progress so we can build and grow, but most of all, support each other. This is a place for you if you do have a story. Because let me tell you, on Thursday, it's always something different. Different days, different week, different stories. That is how we do here on The Question. We have so many stories, and I don't plan who's coming up or combine my guests when they're coming up. I don't do that. I just let the universe work its way around everything, and we just show up and show up. So if you are ready, then we are ready because that's what we do. We stay ready so we can have a fabulous, wonderful time on this show. If you do have a question, always feel free to put it in the comments and let me hear what your question is. Of course, it is always a question. You can ask me, but most of all, you should save your question for the guest. Because tonight, guests, we are going to have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister coming up when I say represent, I mean she's coming representing. And I did not call her and ask her what she's wearing or what she's doing and how she's going to look. But she's coming and she's going to represent us. I love when we represent each other. It's a sisterhood. That is what matters, is sisterhood. So again, this is your host, Verona Willis-Brown, saying, welcome to this episode of The Question. If you are watching online, which is up there, this way, up there, then you're in the live audience. But if you will not watch, if you don't see that, simply means you are going to be watching this on the replay. And if that's the case, always hashtag replay. Yes. So, this is your moment. I am giving you 5 seconds to either grab your pen, your paper, your drink, whatever you drink. It could be water, tea, wine, whatever is it that you drink. This is your time to do that. And this is your time to share the live with someone else and invite them to a live audience. Good. Tonight, guests, let me be quiet. Let me be quiet as I bring her in on the stage with you as we celebrate another episode of The Question. My dear, Shanna, welcome, beautiful. I told you she was beautiful. Just look. Here we go.
It's an
Crown in place.
here.
Crown in place, honey. Crown in place. We're here. Crown in place.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm telling you. I told you people, look, just look what we have here today. Beauty at its best. Beauty at its best. And I love when our sisterhood come together and say, yes, this is what we do. This is a space for you. And like I said earlier, I was telling them, I don't call you and plan what you're going to wear or how you're going to have your crown. So I could do the same thing. But here we are.
And it worked.
And it works just quite well. Yes, yes. So welcome to this episode of The Question, my dear. First question is always, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am doing fabulous. Fabulous. Yes. So tell us, who is Shanna Dupree and where you're tuning in from, people? Just stay tuned because this is going to get real juicy. Tell us where you're tuning in from
I am
and
tuning
a
in
little
from
bit
North
about
Carolina.
you.
I'm tuning in from North Carolina. I am a teacher by day, a spoken word poet by night, and also a mental health advocate.
Ooh, did y'all hear that? I just counted three things she just said, but that's what we do. We always have different titles, so we have to know how to maneuver them. A
Absolutely.
teacher by day and a poet
Spoken
by
word
night.
poet. Yeah.
Spoke night and day.
Yep.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And she's tuning in from North Carolina. So North Carolina is in the house. I
Yeah.
always say I love to travel, whether it's locally or globally. I love to travel. So now I'm in North Carolina.
Yep. Welcome to North Carolina.
Well,
Good
thank you
old.
kindly. Thank you very much. I thank you. Thank you for welcoming me to the state of North Carolina. Yes. So tonight we are. I like to come ready, so I come with my pen
Ah,
and my paper at all times.
I love it. You're prepared.
Oh, yes, honey, I'm prepared. I don't try to get ready. I'm always ready. I come ready with my pen and my paper. So for those of you who are tuning in, if you don't have your pen, you don't have your paper, use your device because I know a notepad is on your device.
Mm-hmm.
And did she just say she was a teacher? So we got to be very careful.
Be prepared.
Now I like when I like when I'm with the teachers because I'm a student. So I love when I said, hold on, give me a second, teacher.
Yes.
Let me write that down. So I love it. I love when I have my teachers here. I celebrate your roles. Yes, I celebrate your role. I mean, to be a teacher, certified teacher. I mean, being a woman, being a queen, being a sister, being just beautiful. I celebrate all of the. I celebrate all of you. Celebrate all of you,
And I celebrate
whether
you.
in the classroom or not. Yes, and just look at her fabulous hair. Ah,
I wanted to be as fabulous as you today.
listen, because it takes one fabulous to know one fabulous, and then
Absolutely.
we ignite together. That's what we do. Yes, we ignite together, and that's all it takes is for us to ignite together and support each other so we can grow. Because growing takes more than one person.
Very
No
true.
one person can grow by themselves, and no one person can succeed by themselves. So we always need each other, people. We do need each other. Get it? We do need each other. So let us dive right into your work.
All right. My book.
Oh my God.
Stay prepared too.
Ooh.
Mentally unstable, but at least I'm funny.
Ooh.
I love it.
Let me tell you, I saw that and I started reading and I'm saying, wow. Not everybody think that they funny, but she said she's funny.
It's a defense mechanism. You know, they say
Yes.
laughter is the best medicine. Sometimes you
Laugh, people. See, you stay youthful when you laugh.
absolutely.
It's,
Absolutely.
yes, we stay youthful. Laugh away all of that. And when I read that, I said, hmm, wow. Anybody that's not laughing right now, rewind, come back again, and let's laugh.
Absolutely. It's
Yes.
very therapeutic.
I think there are two things that very therapeutic. It's writing and laughing.
Yes. I couldn't agree with you more.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you need it. You need it.
Like, like if you don't have those, I don't know. We're gonna dive into all of that. So tell us about that book because that book, yeah,
All
that
right.
book got a lot on there. It got a lot. The cover was nicely illustrated, so it got a lot. So please tell us how you came up with the title number one and the cover, the diagram on the cover.
All right. The title I came from like with me. I like to mask my sadness with laughter. I like to make other people laugh even when I'm not feeling my best.
Yes.
And my therapist actually told me, she was like, you don't always have to be funny. You can cry sometimes. I'm like, I don't like being vulnerable, so I'm just going to start cracking jokes. And that title kind of just like came to me after I'd written the collection of poetry. I was like, yeah, this is this is the title I want to go with for that. And with my cover, it kind of symbolizes how I do put on a thick
A
face.
mask.
Yeah, like to
Yeah.
get through the day. Sometimes I'm not okay, sometimes I'm not happy, but I have to put on that mask. And I would absolutely love to thank Matt Hong because he did his thing with that drawing. I couldn't have had anybody else come up with like what I was thinking in my head. He brought it to life.
Yes.
I'm so thankful for him for that.
Yes, that was beautiful illustrated because just the illustration alone got a message.
Yes.
Because if
Gotta
we
put it in the
cover
right
the
place.
title, the illustration alone, saying that we are walking around with masks on.
Absolutely.
Not the literal mask that they told us to wear since,
Right.
last year. Right. The mental mask.
Absolutely.
We are walking around with mental mass every day, and we're faking it. And then there's a thing that says "fake it to make it," but
Mm,
we shouldn't really fake it to make it. But that's what majority of people are doing,
very true.
and we are walking around with this mask, and we're like, "I'm okay, I'm okay." No, you're not.
No.
So when you take off that mask and that tears start falling, they're like, "Oh, but you're always laughing. Oh, but you're always encouraging me. But you're always inspiring." Oh, but
Right.
guess what? I do cry.
Even
I
your
do
cheerful
cry.
people have their bad days. Everyone can't be okay all the time.
No, no such thing. No such thing. And the thing with us, and I think maybe us as women, we just put our tears somewhere and we try to be all these things. We have all these titles: mommy, teacher, wife, girlfriend, boo, every single thing. So
Exactly.
our tears kind of like, "Ew," right? So our tears kind of like somewhere, because we
Right.
try to play this role. And I think that's where the mask come in, because we're playing these roles.
Yes. Absolutely.
And the roles just block all the emotion that we need to express.
Right. And then
Like,
when it finally comes out, it's just like you erupt.
like a volcano, you're like,
Volcano.
I just want to scream, right?
Yes.
You just want to scream, and I think what happened is we should give each other that space to scream.
Yes.
And if I don't give you that opportunity, sis, you should give yourself that opportunity to scream, to cry, to get it out.
Absolutely.
Because culturally, we don't want to go to therapy.
Right. It's a stigma. Black people don't go to therapy.
Let's talk about it now. Let's
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
Right.
Because now we should not be going to therapy. Like, that's a profession.
Yes.
It's needed.
Right.
It was
Sometimes,
created.
right. If we could fix our problems ourselves, we would not have therapists in this world. You can't do everything alone.
Profession. Just the way you have your dentist, your regular doctor, you have the teachers.
Right.
A therapist is a profession.
Yeah. You wouldn't
So
pull your
why
own.
not?
I mean,
Why not utilize it?
right.
But no, as a culture, we put a mask on, as we were discussing, and we said no, we should not go to therapy. We should deal with this by ourselves.
Right.
That's a problem.
Absolutely.
That's a problem. So tell us where, how, like how, when you are going into that place, because there's a light and there's a darkness,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
And we go to the light and we go to the darkness, and we all do. Tell us at what point or how you come out of any dark place that you have fallen into. How do you come out of that?
Okay. So one thing for me, I'm not ashamed about going to therapy. I know when I feel like I have reached my limit, when I start feeling like there's no way out, I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. And so I am on that phone. I'm like, hey, I need to schedule an appointment as soon as you can. And one thing that I also do, which was actually motivation for me to start writing my books, was I write everything I'm feeling, whether I'm
Yes.
at my happiest, at my saddest, I am writing. My kids got on my nerves today. I'm going to write about that too. Everything. I need to let it out somewhere because
Yes.
I did spend a very long time just trying to bottle things up, just hold it in, just hold it in. And it would get to the point where I would erupt, but it would be towards the wrong person. And
Mm-hmm.
taking my anger out on people who weren't inflicting these wounds. And, you know, I was miserable. They were miserable. Nobody was winning from that. So it's like,
Right.
get some help. And I'm so glad that I did.
And that is the thing, because when you acknowledge the fact that, all right, what just happened is hurting the next person,
Hmm.
right? It's hurting the next person because of my behavior.
Right.
And when we learn self-acceptance, that we have a problem and then we need a solution, then we won't cause all those unnecessary hurt.
Exactly. That
It's,
is very
it's, it is just simple. Because if you don't acknowledge that, now when you get in your classroom with your children, um, you belch out on them, and the poor little innocent children looking at you like, but what did we do?
right.
What did we do? We have nothing to do with what just happened before you got here.
Exactly.
So that is the thing. We have to learn to acknowledge when there's a problem
Very true.
and acknowledge that we need solution.
Don't let your pride get in the way. If you acknowledge that problem, get help. There's no shame in getting help. None. Even the strongest people on earth need help at some point in time. So there's no shame in it at all.
You better tell it.
Exactly.
You better tell it. You better tell it. There is
Girl.
no shame in getting help. Simple. Ask for help, because you know what happened? So many people put help as weakness.
Yes.
Asking for help. Oh yeah, I might look weak. Oh, I don't want to ask for help because I'm not supposed to ask for help. Yeah,
Right.
you're supposed to ask for help. Help is supposed to be there. Ask and you shall receive.
Right. Closed mouths do not get fed. Just ask for help, you know?
You gotta
That's one thing. I think culturally, pride is a very big thing. It could be really good, but at the same time, it could lead you to your demise. Sometimes you got to learn when to just push it aside because it takes a strong person to admit, hey, I can't do this on my own. Because a
Right,
weak person is going to keep pushing and pushing,
right.
pushing past their limits until they're breaking. Nobody benefits from that. Trust me.
Yeah. And I don't know when we're gonna get that. I don't know when we as a people going to get that message. Because that message could go on and on and on and on and on. And at what point we're going to get that message?
It's very needed. Very needed.
Mental illness. Mental illness has been around and around and
Yes,
around forever and forever. Amen.
absolutely.
What would you say to someone who is facing a situation where it's mentally draining them?
I say sometimes it is okay to be selfish. If there are things in your life that are draining you that you can cut loose, cut them loose. Don't worry about if you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Don't worry about how people are going to think about you. You got to put yourself first sometimes. And that goes with loving yourself. I
Mm,
learned when you start holding yourself to a higher standard, knowing that you're worthy of being loved by yourself, then, it opens up a lot. Like when you put yourself first, you feel better. And that's step one of self-care. And it is
yes.
very needed and it is very valid. Don't put nobody else's feelings or thoughts above your own. And once you
Better
learn that,
speak.
I promise you, you will feel 1,000 pounds lighter. Take all of
Sis,
that
you better speak
negativity.
it.
Woo,
you
know that
you
it's
better
needed.
speak here tonight, honey. You better speak. Let me tell you better tell it.
It's true
You
though.
better tell it. You don't gotta go on
Don't
no diet, people. You don't gotta go on a literal food diet. That's a diet by itself.
exactly. Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers,
They ain't got
all in
nothing in that. That's a whole diet by itself.
Absolutely.
Like you gotta detox, yes,
Hmm.
mentally. Because what is happening with mental health? And I still can't figure out why they only gave 1 month for mental health.
Absolutely.
I'm still trying to
That's
figure that out, but um, yeah, like why mental health is every day.
right.
We got so many people facing mental health every day, and what has happened with a mental health? With mental health is that your mental state of mind got so many things in there, right? Because your mind is like, let's just say your mind is like a bag, or your
Right.
mind is like a box, a garbage can, whatever.
Right.
But it's a container. Your mind is a container.
Absolutely.
And if every day you get up, because each time you get up, you are taking stuff in that container.
Hmm.
So you're piling stuff in that container. And if you look at the container, and you don't empty that container, but you keep on piling stuff in there.
It's gonna get full.
Here's a bottle of water. If this bottle of water, if I keep pouring water in this bottle, it's going to flow over.
Absolutely.
That is how the mind is. That is what contributing to mental illness. You got to take some stuff out.
Right.
You got to put your mind on a diet.
And another thing
Don't be
people
like, oh, I want to look size 2 and size 1 and size 0. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, I want to be the two-piece bikini girl and the swimsuit model. Excuse me. But you're size 2 physically, but your mind is like a size 22.
right.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem because you're like, no, I need to be in my swimsuit by next summer. So I'm going to go on a diet. But
Right.
did you calculate what's going on in your mind? Did you
Yeah.
like sat down like, let me sit down and think about what I'm absorbing?
Gotta go on that mental diet too.
Go in that container.
Right.
Start taking out stuff. And we accumulate too many things.
Absolutely.
We accumulate too many things. And when we accumulate too many things, we don't want to accept help. And we don't want to ask for help to, like, okay, I need to move this stuff. I need to rearrange stuff. Sometimes you
Right.
got to rearrange your mind. Rearrange your mind.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have so many shoes. I don't know if you're guilty on that, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
sometimes.
My closet.
If you're guilty on that, you have to raise up your hand like, yeah, sometimes we get too many shoes or we got too many clothes.
Right.
The closet is overflowing, but yet we don't want to rearrange the closets and take out what we're not wearing or what can't fit.
Right. Why are we
But
so
we still have the
comfortable?
closet, and then we go outside tomorrow. We're like, oh, I like that top. Oh, yeah, that bodysuit look nice. That's shoes. And
Like
what
where's
happened?
the
We added on,
hmm
but we didn't get rid of anything out of the closet. Now, remind you, nothing came out of the closet to
the
create
same
space
thing?
for a new pair of shoes. Oh, you got 100 pairs of shoes sitting there. You went outside. You're going outside. Oh, I'm not buying anything else. But no. Oh, that's on sale. And that is with the mind. We go and
Absolutely.
we're like, oh, that looks nice. Oh, I should try that. Oh, I should take a risk. Oh, I should taste that. And you start taking in all that stuff like a sponge.
Right.
People,
Absolutely.
people, it's time to put your mind on a diet.
Shed the next
Can we
step.
see your book again? Let's see your book again.
Yes, ma'am.
Just looking at that book alone, saying that too many of us are walking around with a mask, and we are masking in all that information that's in our mind. That all we got to do is just detox the mind,
You'll feel so much
rearrange
better.
our thoughts. It doesn't take much. You just got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned it. You said it start with self-love.
Yes. When you cut off those people who aren't doing you any good, because you absorb other people's negativity. When you're in a room around a whole bunch of negative people, it affects your mindset too. So when you
Yes.
start being conscious of who you're allowing to, mess up your frequency, I promise you, like, it's a whole different vibe when you're surrounded by love and positivity, people who want you to be okay, people who want you to do better, people who are doing better themselves. When you surround yourself with them, your whole mindset changes. It rearranges. And sometimes that's what you need. Like, it
Yes.
doesn't matter if you've been friends with this person for years and
From
years.
kindergarten.
Right. Y'all in diapers together. Okay, but do they have your best interest at heart? Are
Yes.
they draining you? Are they filling you with their negativity? You outgrow people. No matter who it
Yes.
is, you can outgrow people.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Just like your clothes.
Yeah. You
You
know?
cannot be an adult and still wearing something that you wore in kindergarten.
Exactly. You
You're a
gotta
teacher. How many years have you been a teacher?
5 years.
5 years. Now, 5 years you're watching your children growing. They're not wearing the same clothes they wore 5 years ago.
Oh no. They've doubled in size. They've grown. And when you grow, you gotta accommodate the growth.
Yeah,
Can't keep trying to fit yourself in size 2 and you've grown to size 20. It's not realistic.
no. And that's where the mask come in, because you're faking.
Right.
You're faking. Your shoes squeezing your toe, but you're still wearing it.
Right. And it's uncomfortable and you You have an
But you're
option to
staying
take
there.
them off, but you stay.
You're staying there. It's time for us to grow up.
Exactly.
People, if you are watching the live, simply mean you're in the live audience with this topic here today because we're talking about mental health. It is time for us to grow up. Grow out of all the flaws and faults and aches and betrayal and all this stuff, and most of all, the past.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. That baggage is going to weigh you down until you let it go. Throw it off the Titanic, get rid of it. That baggage is not going to help you in any way. You will never need anything that is in that baggage. Let it go.
It's not going to let you grow
No, it's going to weigh you down.
because you like this.
Trying to carry 17 bags at one time, where are you going to go?
And you can't hold your back up because everything is sitting on your back, on your shoulder. You're just like this.
Right.
People, we have to grow up.
Absolutely.
We have to grow up because to grow up, you got to know that you're not fixated in a way. You're not fixated. You're not concrete. You're flowing. You have life. If you have life, you have the potential to grow.
Absolutely.
If you have life, that's it. If you get up every single day, that's an opportunity for you. The person who closed their eyes a few minutes ago, that's not going to open back their eyes. That's that.
Right.
But when you have the opportunity called life, you're getting on a journey called life, you're trying to succeed, you have that potential. You do have that potential to grow. So why keep on piling stuff? Why set when you rearrange things, you set your mind on a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go into your classroom, you set your mind that I am going to impart on these little minds.
Absolutely.
So every day you get up, you're supposed to know what you're setting your mind to do.
Right.
You can't be going around like a hamster now.
Right. Just winging it.
Oh, I'm just gonna go. Oh, I'm just gonna go with the flow. No,
Right.
no, you can't just go with the flow. You
That's
have to change up something.
crazy.
I oftentimes say this: for you to want change, what is your goal? What is your mindset? What is it that you believe you can do for that change?
Absolutely. You got to have some kind of plan. Like, and to an extent, you can't plan every, minute, second, hour, but you've got to have something up here. You can't just wake up and say, oh, I'm going to go where the wind takes me, you know? Even if it's something minor, I'm going to get out of this bed at such and such time. You set an alarm, boom.
Yes.
You've got to keep moving because when you one thing I learned is you can't get nowhere just by saying it. You got to put in the action. You got to put in the work. It's going to be hard. You're going to be uncomfortable, but
Yes.
that's how you know you're growing.
Yes.
And the one thing I will also say is fear is your enemy. If you are afraid of hearing the word no or getting rejected, you are not going to get anywhere. Anywhere, no matter what your goals are, how big or how small they are. If you are afraid of the word no, you are going to be closing some doors on your own self. Like, you're not going to be anywhere. You're just going to be like, oh, they might say no, so I'm not even going to ask. I mean,
Yeah. But you taught yourself right there.
exactly.
But I learned something. You see the word no? It could mean a lot of things. That
Mhm.
could mean next opportunity.
I like that. I really like that.
That's what no could mean for you. But if you doubt that, you say, oh, she's going to say no to me. It's like a guy approaching you and like, oh, no, listen, you don't know that.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. But I always time say, take good risk,
Absolutely.
especially on yourself. Bet on yourself.
Absolutely. Because if you
Bet
don't
on
believe in
yourself.
you, nobody else will. If you don't have that kind of confidence, like, yeah, if I get it, that's great. If I don't, on to the next. You don't have that kind of confidence in yourself, nobody else is going to believe that you deserve a shot.
I just
And it's
told you next opportunity.
next opportunity.
There you go. And that's what no means. Next opportunity. Like
Absolutely.
next, next, next. So you could tell me no, that's fine.
Right. Go on to the next.
Go on to the next. Even when you tell your own self no, go
Right.
to the next, because when we get up and we fail,
Mm-hmm.
that's an opportunity. Like, okay, let me see what I can learn from this and go
Yes.
to the next one. You trip
Absolutely.
over, it's okay. Go to the next. Okay, you start writing, nothing is working. Take a break, go to the next day.
Right.
Go to the next line. Sing a song, do something else.
Just don't quit.
Just don't quit. There you go. Just don't quit. Don't quit. Mm.
Exactly.
So we're talking about talent and all that good stuff. And I want to jump in your special talent that you have. Viewers, let me tell you. I love this show. I love this show. I love this show. Because I have special people that never talk about their extra talent. Because she named all the good stuff in the beginning. She named all the good stuff, and I want to squeeze right in there because since we are talking about talent and how we self love and how we love ourselves and how we should set our mind on the things that we want to achieve. But let me tell you, I like to whisper. She's very talented. She's talented in making jewelry.
Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to whisper that in because she didn't mention it earlier. So I just wanted to pour that in there because I love when I see my people doing something. And something don't only mean in the classroom
Yeah.
or writing lovely poems or saying I'm a published author. I love to see when we're doing extra stuff. And here is one of them. Talk to
Thank
us about it. Talk to us about it.
It's pretty, it's mostly a hobby between my daughter and I. I have a 6-year-old. And when I tell you she is girly. And so together, that's one thing that's our Utz time. She helps me pick out the beads, the strings, like any accessories that she wants to try. I'm like, okay, let's go on YouTube. We'll look it up. We'll do it together. And it's one of the best bonding opportunities that I have with her. And I love
Yes. There's something about mother and daughter bonding. There's
I love
something about that because they're from you. And I mean, boys are from us too, but it doesn't matter. But girls,
Yes.
they're radiating from you.
Absolutely.
And there's something about when you bond with your daughter, she know exactly and help her develop exactly who she is.
Yes. It is amazing. Watching her grow to her own individual personality is
Yeah,
just amazing. And one thing I've always hoped, I want to raise a strong, confident daughter. I tell her every morning, let's go talk to ourselves in the mirror. She'd be like, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm gonna have a great day today at school. And I'm like, that's right, baby.
that's it. Teach your children affirmations. Teach, you know what? I'm going to jump in that just a quick second because back in time that I don't like to go back into, they used to say, don't talk to yourself.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that was a thing. Don't talk to yourself because you talking to yourself lets you think that you're crazy or you got a mental problem. But I want to touch on that a second because you see, if you don't talk to yourself, who's going to talk to you?
right.
And talking to yourself is a part of self loving yourself, it's
Absolutely.
a part of developing self confidence. And if you're the mother and you're teaching your daughter something, she must be able to talk to herself by repeating to herself what you taught her.
Absolutely.
And now it's called affirmations. We teach our children affirmations. So what is that? It's talking to yourself.
Right.
So parents, if your child is talking, don't tell them don't talk to themselves.
Encourage it.
Encourage them to talk to themselves. Affirm what is taught to them. Whatever we're teaching our children, they're supposed to be able to stand up with confidence and speak it. Speak it. Because if your daughter is standing there, I am going to have a great day in school. Because you taught her that. That's her telling herself, I am going to have a great day in school.
Exactly.
So parents, please do not tell your children not to speak to themselves. You need to speak to yourself and let it settle within you, because that develops self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And as we are on the topic of mental illness, mental deficiency, we need to feed our mental state of mind with
Absolutely.
self things. Self-love, self-confidence, everything self. It all starts with you. Because you're teaching your daughter that. Now, if you wasn't teaching your daughter that, there's no way she would accept herself in such a way where I am going to be. There are a couple words I learned. There's a phrase that I learned, and it's like just two words together, but they are the most powerful words on earth, and it's called I am.
Yes.
There's nothing else more powerful than that phrase. I am. I am.
Right.
Because whatever you tell yourself with those I am, determine who you are.
Very
Because
true.
you use that and you cover yourself with anything that comes after I am. That's how you see yourself.
Mm-hmm. Whether it's good or
Negative or positive. So when she's saying it, absolutely. I am beautiful. Of course she is. Of course she is. She believes it.
right.
She
And when
believes
you
it.
have it in here, can't nobody else take it away from you. If you
Listen,
know you're smart, you're beautiful, you're talented, you know your worth, can't nobody else take that from you.
it's
They
what
can
you
try.
set your mind to. It's what you
Yeah.
set your mind on.
In here, can't nobody tell you nothing about yourself. Because you know
No.
you better than anybody else knows you.
And it goes back to what we're saying, self-love.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people talk about self-love, self-care in such a way. But it all sort of stops there. People say, oh, you're selfish. Well, that's the word. The key word is self.
Right.
Yeah, let me be selfish. You see, the key word is self. And
Girl,
I'm
yeah.
going to be selfish if you want to call me that, no problem. Because it's about me.
Right.
Simple.
Ain't
Yes.
nothing wrong with it. You
That's
gotta
it.
be selfish sometimes.
And why not?
Right.
Why not? Nick, thank you for tuning in. If you do have questions, please drop it in. My brother Nick over there, thank you for tuning in. So if you do have questions, please, by all means, drop it in the comments. I see you have another book.
Yes.
All right.
This was
Let's talk
actually
about the other book if you have it right there.
all right. I'm not okay, but it's cool. This is
Huh.
actually the first one I wrote before I wrote The Mentally Unstable, but at least I'm funny. This is The Mother. And
All right, so hold that thought because we are going to talk about it and we are going to go on a commercial break and we are going to come back and we are going to talk about not being cool
all
after all.
right. Sounds good to me.
So We are going to take a commercial break and we will be right back. And here we are. We are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you had the opportunity to go get your pen and your paper and start writing things down because we got juicy contents here tonight. And we are talking about a topic that we so shun away from, a topic that is needed. And we oftentimes says mental health, mental health, mental health, but it's self-love. And if you are just tuning in, I said, welcome back. Welcome to this episode because this is juicy stuff here. This is great stuff here. This is stuff that is needed. So many of us are struggling and no one knows that we're struggling. Why? Because we fail to ask for help. Help is not a weakness. Help is strength. Help is strength. Ask for help when you need it. And guess what? We all know when we need help. So let us jump right back and continue into this episode as we speak to our author, our poet, our teacher, our lovely sister. Oh, Shanae. Welcome back. Here we go.
Hey, welcome back.
All right, so we are rolling in this episode with some juicy contents.
I love it.
I told you I come prepared. I'm
You're
trying to write. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to do a lot of things, but I'm writing, honey.
yes, I love it.
So right now, people, if you don't have your pen and your paper, I guess you're gonna have to watch this on replay because we got some contents right here.
Hmm.
Golden nuggets right here. Juicy stuff right here. The sauce on the lasagna right here. The cheese on the macaroni and cheese right here. So we got it down back right here. So before we went on commercial break, I was celebrating your book.
Yeah.
You have a second book. Let us talk
Yeah.
about that second book.
All right.
Well, actually, it's the first book. First book, second book.
I'm not okay, but it's cool. Oh, and this one, I didn't think that I was going to publish it. It was mostly a private journal. I was writing fiction, and I had gotten into a darker place. And I was talking to my therapist, and she's like, "What have you been writing?" And I was like, "I can't. I can't write. I can't focus. I just feel like laying in bed. She was like, well, I have a challenge for you. She was like, you write. She's like, whatever it is that you are feeling, write it. She's like, you can
Mhm.
write it in a poem, you can write it in a song, just write it.
Mhm.
So with me doing spoken word poetry, I was like, I haven't written poetry for myself in a while. I'll try that. So I started writing things and writing things. And before I knew it, I had like 100 poems. And I was like, what if this is the first thing that I finish literary? Like, I was like, what if
Yeah.
I publish this? So I took that chance and I was so nervous because I'm used to writing fiction. I'm used to writing about characters, but with these books, I'm the character. There was a writing
Yes.
about my feelings and I felt vulnerable and I was afraid. And I liked that I felt afraid. And I was like, I'm
Yes.
gonna do
Yes.
it, I'm gonna publish it. And when I did, there were people coming to me, they were like, I am going through some of the things that you touch on, and I appreciate you sharing because I don't feel alone anymore. And that made
Right.
me feel so good. I was like, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it all over again with my second book because, like, it made me feel like these are conversations that we need to have more often. There were people
Yes.
listening to me, and they felt like they didn't have anyone to talk to about these things, and it shouldn't be the case. Like,
It shouldn't be so.
yeah, like your problems should be valid. It shouldn't be taboo to not be okay. It should be
Yes.
normalized. Like people ask you every day, "Hey, how you doing?" They don't expect you to really say, "Oh, I'm not doing too good, Jim." Like it's been a
Oh, I'm great. No, you're
right.
not.
Like it's just fine. How are you? That's just keep it at that. But sometimes we do need someone to listen. We need
Yes.
someone to tell us it's okay that you're not fine right now. Let's find a
Yes.
solution. And
And that's
that
why this show is here. I want to hear
absolutely.
you. This is why this show was created. I want you to bring your story here. I want you to spill your story here. To let you know you're not on this journey by yourself.
Absolutely.
You're
And I
not by yourself. This is a safe space. This is home. This is like you coming in my living room and we're just like, all right, so what is going on? If you
right.
notice the very first question I asked you, how are you doing?
Yes. And I
Because
applaud you for that.
truthfully, we don't tell the truth.
Right?
We don't tell the
The
truth.
whole world is falling apart and it's like, oh, I'm great. I'm doing great today. Couldn't be
No,
better.
no, you're
Right.
not.
Right.
Like truthfully, like how are you?
Right.
Like, all right, talk. You're gonna cry. We're gonna cry together. You're gonna laugh. We're gonna laugh together. That's how we're gonna do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They go look at us crazy, but it's okay. At least we get it out. We're sharing right here. We're bonding, and that's the thing. We need to bond so we
Yes.
can grow, so we can support
Right.
each other. So tears. Tears are water so we can grow. Let's say we're watering that roots.
Right.
People, please build your story. Stop wearing that mask. Stop saying that you're okay when you're not okay because mental health is real.
Absolutely.
It is real. And we're going to wind down the show. I'm going to ask you one more question regarding mental health because this one, I think, this question, a lot of people are not getting this. And it is, what is your meaning of depression?
Of
And
depression.
there's another question going to join in that. What is depression is the question, but there's one A, your teacher, one A, or one B. One A, part A of one, and what is anxiety and how you differentiate those two.
All right. So for me, as someone who suffers from clinical depression and social anxiety, for me, depression isn't just being sad. There's a lot more to it. I feel stuck. I feel trapped. It's like there are days sometimes where I don't want to get out of bed, but my mind is like, you're not doing anything, you're being lazy, and I feel guilty that all I can do right now is lay in the bed. I don't have the energy. I feel drained. And I get irritated with myself because I'm not doing anything. And I feel like people always are like, "Oh, you're depressed, but you're not sad and moping around." Of course I'm not. At the end of the day, I gotta go put my mask on, go to work, entertain 16 year olds for 8 hours, and cry in my car. Like,
Yes.
you're not gonna be just moping the whole time. It's a lot more to that. You feel like, literally, the best way I can describe it is feeling like you're drowning. It feels like everything is just pushing you down deeper into the water, and you're trying. You're trying to get up, but it's like you can't alleviate the weight.
Yeah. It's like you're under the water, but you're trying to come on top.
Exactly.
It's easy to go down, but it's hard to
Yes,
come up.
very, especially alone. That's
Yeah.
why I said if I didn't have people pulling me up, I probably would have stayed down. I
Yes.
probably would have drowned.
Yes.
And with anxiety, I'm always worried that I'm not enough. I'm always worried that, what if my friends don't really like me? What if
Yes.
I'm saying something stupid? And it make at first, like, I think that's what held me back at the beginning of writing. Like, I would scrap things because I was like, this isn't good enough. I'm not good enough. I don't feel worthy. And I'd be scared. I would have been scared to do this. Talking with you right now, I would have been like, oh no, I'm nervous. I'm scared. What if I say something stupid? What if I do something stupid? Everybody's going to hate me. Like, it's like a million negative voices in your head at one time trying to explain to you why you're not worthy of anything. And if you listen to it, you're going to go down. But that's where that self-love comes in, the affirmations. That's what really helped me. At first, I was just standing in front of the mirror and I was just saying it, just say it. But eventually, I started, believing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of dope. Like, I'm doing
You're
good.
cool, girl.
Thank you for every
You're
bad thing that
cool. All
I've
right.
done.
Listen.
Right, I'm doing pretty all right now.
Yeah,
Like,
listen. Self-doubt. Self-doubt is the enemy. Self-doubt is the enemy. It's not fear is the enemy. It's self-doubt. Self-doubt is the enemy because
exactly,
doubt and fear, they kind of like work together. But self-doubt is the enemy because there's no self-fear. There's no
absolutely.
self-fear. It's self-doubt.
Mhm.
There is no self-fear.
That doubt,
And I want you to hear what I just said. There's no self-fear. It's
yes.
self-doubt. When you doubt yourself, then fear join in the company.
They just have a party.
And it's like, hey, we're gonna do this. We all one big family. Because now you got self-doubt and fear joining hands together, like, oh, we gonna get her.
Right.
Oh, we gonna get him.
They jumping you.
And they jump, yeah, look, they bully you.
Right.
They come and they just bully you like, huh? And you
Mhm.
just sit there all by yourself. Like, oh, okay. And you just get wiped out. Seek help because it goes back to what we're saying. Seek help so you won't be bullied by yourself. They won't jump you because they're gonna like, oh, we got company now.
Right.
They're gonna like, oh, we're gonna jump her. She got company. She got a whole circle.
Exactly. She come with a crew.
Uh-uh. She got a whole bag of people because the minute she said, book, we coming to get her.
Right.
No, she got company. So when self-doubt and fear join and say, we gonna take you out, nah, honey, you got
Mm-mm.
company.
Exactly.
You
You need
got
that.
company. You got backup. I always tell people like, I got backup. You just don't see it yet.
Right.
I got backup. Don't worry, I'm never alone. I got backup. See, truthfully, I'm from a very big family.
Hmm.
So, no, don't do it. Don't try me. Cause yeah, my family would jump right in, and I have a whole big tribe. Yeah, don't do it. So I don't mess with self doubt and fear, and yeah, you're not my friends.
Right.
You're not
Don't
my
get them
friends. We are
involved.
not walking together.
Mm.
No, no. So let us know where we can get your book. Your books, because that's two celebration. Where we can get your books, one, and how we can follow you, two, and how we can support you, three,
All right.
and what's up for you next, four.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So you can get my books on Amazon. Search my name, Kashana Dupree. Both books will come up. I'm also on Goodreads. And for if any of my followers are here, follow me on Twitter at SHANNA, the number two, short. And also my Instagram is I'm not okay, Dupree. So I do have another poetry book in the works, but I'm also diving into fiction again. I have a murder mystery that should be out, fingers crossed, next year. And yes, I love a melanated cast. So my characters are highly melanated and it's going to be lit. So stay tuned for that. Follow me on my socials and I will keep you updated with all of that. And also follow my Facebook page at author Kashana Dupree. And I will keep you posted on everything I'm working on, everywhere I'm vending. Chat with me. I do not bite. I'm the friendliest person I know. Okay, I promise you.
You know that they had that little I think it was a cartoon, Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Shauna, the friendly poet.
I'm like, listen, okay, I love me some poem. I love me a poet. Yes, I'm a big supporter of poets.
Thank
I tell
you.
you all the time, I said, when it comes to poet, I'm just like, so go ahead and read me, woman. Yeah, I love it. I'm trying to get my book into that. I'm trying to do that. Okay, I'm trying to do all of
Yes.
that. I'm a poet at heart. That's my first love. That's my very first love. It's poet.
I
Very
love
my very first love. So yeah, somehow I'll make it there. But that's my very first love, and of course you can't leave your first love.
it. Absolutely not.
So, oh my God, this has been an episode. This has been an episode. I love this episode. I love you. I
I love you.
appreciate you. I celebrate you in every way, out and size, whatever. But I celebrate you. I celebrate your goodness. I celebrate your work. I celebrate you for just who you are and your evolvement and your involvement. I celebrate just that, your beautiful self. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. I think I said that three times. Simple mean that's it. It is concrete. You are enough. No matter which way you look at it, you are enough. And you should always tell yourself that you are not alone.
Absolutely.
Yes. You are not alone. No matter how dark the place becomes, no matter how dark your mind try to scare you, always remember you are not alone
Absolutely.
because your mind will scare you. Your mind will come up from behind and try to bully you. Your mind will come up in from the side and try to grab you. Your mind will try to kidnap you.
Mhm.
One thing I ask for you to do, fight and push through.
Yes.
Fight and push through. Every single dark area, there's always a light somewhere. No matter how black it is, there's always some form of light in that dark area. So if you see just a little beam, take it.
Yes.
Take your little beam because it's never total darkness. Never total darkness. And we oftentimes let that fool us. But there's never total darkness. Nowhere, no how, no time at all, unless you're in the grave.
Exactly. Now that's true.
And I am going to close that. Now, I like to do this with my guests to ask one fun question before we close out. So
All
I
right.
like to ask one fun question. One fun question is, if you should pick water, fire, or the earth, which one will you be?
I'm an earth sign, so I would absolutely choose earth.
All right. And why? Because you're an earth sign?
No, not just that. It's just
Yes, why?
the earth is just like it nourishes. When I think of earth, I think of infinite beauty, infinite wisdom, like the way the trees grow, the way they provide us oxygen. The earth is essential. Not saying that the others aren't, but like the earth is essential. I think of Mother Earth and all of her beauty and her glory. I want to be her.
Yes, yes. And listen, viewers, you heard it live here. Live is up there that way. Yes, that's live over there, over there.
I,
You heard it live right here on this show. Beauty is by itself define how we define beauty. Strength is by itself of how we define strength. Sometimes we have to define strength by how the odds that we survive through. But however we look at it, always remember, because I like to leave a closing message here. Always remember that you are not by yourself.
never.
And you don't have to choose earth, but know that once you on earth, you are goodness. I like to tell my guests that to my left, that you can't see, but I can and I know, there's a chair. That chair is a guest chair. You are now a part of this family. I don't call no one fan because I don't like the word fan. You are my fan. I don't like that word. So I like to call you family. So now your name is stamped onto the guest chair. You are very much welcome back here anytime your project is published, anytime your work is being progressed, anytime you're working on something, anytime you finish something and you want to come back here, you are very much welcome. The door is open like a mother that says, come on home. This right here is your home. If you want to speak out, come on home. If you want to sit in, come on home. If you want to just be here, come on home. This is home for you. This
Oh,
is where I said this is a safe place that you come,
I
and
feel
I
it.
will be here to hold your crown in place, to smile with you, to cry with you, to listen to you, but most of all, to support you in whatever you do.
I really
So
appreciate that.
I appreciate you. I celebrate you. And as you go in your success journey, your life journey, your career, whatever is it that you choose to do from today, I send you love. I send you peace. I send you strength. I send you courage. I send you beauty. And all of that belongs to you. When I speak these things, I don't speak them from my mouth. I speak them from my heart. I speak light into your dark places. So as we close down this episode with you gracing our episode here tonight in this season, I would give you the opportunity now to give your final word as we say goodnight to the viewers and we close out this episode.
All right. I just want to say you are one of the most biggest rays of sunshine I have ever met. I really felt like I've known you for forever as we were talking. I felt so comfortable. And I love this platform. I love what you are doing. I celebrate you as well. You are a true goddess and you forever hold that crown up. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you for being here. Take a goddess to know a goddess. I always say this.
Yes.
Take a goddess to know a goddess. And as we stretch and we hold our crown in place, just remember that if your crown shift, know that sister is here. to put you back in place.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, as we close out this episode, I want to say thank you for tuning into this episode. This has been an episode that is so needed. This has been an episode that we need to talk about. We need to bring it back. We need to take it. We need to hold it in place. So, as I close out this episode, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into this live. And if you watch it in the replay, thank you for watching. Nick, my brother, I send love to you. I send peace to you. Thank you for tuning in to our episode tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, if you do have a story, if you have a book, work in progress, and you need to grow and you need support, knock on my door. I'm like the mother that says, come on in. We welcome you here. So if you are ready, then I am ready to stand with you, support you as we go on this journey. No one person can succeed. To succeed, we need more than one. And that's what it's called, teamwork. So we join force together as we work together and as we grow together. Remember, success is waiting for you. This journey called life, you will have obstacles, but anyhow, know that you are enough. You are not alone. The question for tonight is, are you free enough mentally? And that is the question as we close out this episode. I want to even thank Total Entertainment Radio for picking up these episodes and putting them out there because these are episodes that we all need to hear. Again, this is your host, Verona Willis-Brown, saying thank you from my heart and not from my lips. Have yourself a glorious and beautiful and peaceful night and the rest of your days. Thank you, and I hope to see you all next week, Thursday, same time, same place, as we close out this episode of The Question. Good night.